really love about Rose that we've been able to build a lot of great partnerships. We're innovative in what we do, we're here for your success, and we're going to help you succeed. So what is Easby? Easby is a system of engagement. The more AI can do, the more it's going to allow us to become more human. I want to welcome everyone here to the Easby Fast Conference. You may have noticed we're in the Pike and Rose community. We're at 940 Rose Avenue, and we are in plain view of our office. Our window overlooks the venue we're at 909 Rose Avenue. How lucky is that? This year we celebrate our 30th anniversary, and what I want to talk about is the partnerships that we have. What I really love about Rose that we've been able to build a lot of great partnerships. Partnerships with our clients, partnerships with our employees, and partnerships with our business partners. If you're in this room, we're here to help you succeed. That's our mission, that's our vision, and that's what all of our staff are here to do, to really work with you in your success. And again, it's really simple. We're innovative in what we do, we're here for your success, and we're going to help you succeed. So we're really excited that we've launched our Easby.ai website. This just launched in last month. What it focused on is becoming an organization's CFO co-pilot, supporting an organization, helping them understand their numbers. So what is Easby? Easby is a system of engagement. It does not replace a firm's accounting software. What it really does is it adds to it. It becomes the workflow, the engine of activity within that accounting software. The accounting software still remains the system of record. So what is Easby designed to do? It's designed just to make financial operations of an organization easier. Easier for our client and easier for our staff. Doing all of that while making things more cost effective as well. We're going to talk about what's new in Easby and what's next. And we're going to talk about AI capabilities and AI enablement. And we heard a lot from Ford about AI. And I don't know about you, but when I'm listening to Ford talk about AI, that kind of scares me. It kind of scares me to look at the videos, to look at all the things it can do for us. I'm really scared about our sales staff reading stuff from ChatGPT too. And because I think that there's a lot of value in what we do as humans to supplement and to really keep an eye on what's happening with AI. And from my perspective, and we're going to talk about how we're doing this, and this is all part of our ethos as an organization. The more AI can do, the more it's going to allow us to become more human. We are the human part of the equation. And I don't know about all of you. To get here, 30 years, it's been a long time coming, but I feel like I've had to rush through processes. I've had to manage activities. And at the end of the day, that takes the human side of our interactions with each other away. And so in the quest to automate, what that leaves us with is the human side. And that's really what I want to talk about as it relates to the partnerships, the people we work with. What are the things that we as an organization are going to focus on? And I'm talking about all of us, not just Rose. It's the human interactions. That's where the value is. So I'm going to avoid talking about hype. I'm going to talk about what's available now, what's going to be available in the next 12 months. And it's going to be a lot. It's not a tidal wave. It's not going to wash us out. We're still human. But we are going to talk about what's going to happen in the next 5 years. It is a lot, but it's not a tidal wave. So when we're talking about AI as a firm, what we're talking about is enterprise AI. Ford mentioned it. What is enterprise AI? Enterprise AI learns from your data, from your processes, and here's the key, while maintaining data security and data governance for your data. That means our client data is not being used to train an AI. There are lots of AI models out there, but what we've built in Easby is a system that's protecting our clients' data, but it's also allowing you to control the data governance, which is who within your organization has access to which portions of your data. If you have someone who's approving payables, you may not want them to do an AI search and have it give them access to payroll data. And this is the importance of getting the data governance straight, as well as not leaking that information out into the general AI for the rest of the world. And this has to be done correctly in order for the data to be done properly. And that's really where what we're going to talk about is that AI, enterprise level AI. We've picked the right partners to help us do that. And ultimately, our clients are going to be the beneficiary of that work. What is the market experiencing now? Today, implementing and upgrading, integrating systems is expensive. And it's too expensive for a lot of companies to be able to fully fund. It's hard to do it well, and it's hard to hire and retain finance and accounting professionals. Most of the new professionals coming out into the market, they don't want to do things the old way, but most companies have at least one, if not both feet, in the old way of doing things. That's the world we live in. How do we bridge this gap? So most larger organizations, what they've done is they've turned to offshoring in order to meet their staffing needs. In fact, I'm on the Bill.com advisory board. They changed their name to Bill. And I go to a lot of conferences and I talk with a lot of the larger firms that are starting what I would call accounting outsourcing practices. And to deal with labor concerns, their number one path right now is to offshore. And there's some value in that from a processing of information, but not in connecting with the actual data. When you're trying to tie all of your systems together and keep that data connected, that's complexity. That's financial complexity. That's not something that can be sent offshore. That's something that you need professionals to really deal with. There's a lot of manual processes that fill in the gap of those disparate systems. And again, an organization is going to have an ERP, an accounting software. They're going to have a payroll system and an HR platform. They're going to have their front-end system. It might be a POS system. It could be an e-commerce system. They could have contract and project tracking, time and expense tracking. They're going to have banking and payment information that they're going to need to pull all together. And then all the documents associated with that need to flow through some type of a workflow and process. So this complexity really requires lots of different subject matter experts to be able to deal with all of those different systems and the different pieces of information. And with that, these systems are being used, the data is disconnected, it lacks standardization, it has inadequate governance, and the security and backups are sometimes questionable. And that's a lot for a small to mid-sized company to be able to handle. So industry predictions from Gartner. In 2025, 66% of business process outsourcing agreements are going to be based on outcomes. Our clients have had the benefit of that for years. 50% of finance and FP&A leaders will have an enterprise-wide data strategy, and that's a prerequisite for AI enablement. And what that's really saying is that the bringing of the finance information, FP&A, having them lead the enterprise-wide data strategy is critical for companies to understand their information. 2026, 90% of finance functions will deploy at least one AI technology. We've done that already. 50% of all new employees hired by top-performing corporate finance functions will have backgrounds other than finance and accounting, the technology side. 2027, 40% of organizations will use generative AI to support management reporting. We're doing that this year. 90% diagnostic analytics and finance will be fully automated. In 2028, 50% of organizations will have replaced bottoms-up forecasting with AI. So where are we really headed? We're headed to autonomous finance. And how do you prepare for that? You prepare for it by hiring AI talent trained in finance, or do you hire finance folks and train them in AI? It's going to be just starting with AI and embedded applications. That's going to be critical. Companies are going to need to experiment with a wide range of use cases and to choose AI leaders that are data savvy. So how do you benefit from AI, from autonomous finance? The priorities for 2024 are to start the preparation. Digitize as much of your process as possible. And no, email is not a digital process. It's a form of communication. In the direct to manage less, it's much less secure than other methods. Position your data to utilize AI capabilities, and this includes using software that has AI skills embedded in it, and software that has a proper data governance. Keep your back office up to date and allow your processes to evolve as technology is proven out. Rethink your finance staffing strategies and determine what capabilities and roles will be needed. Look for ways to roll out the new financial insights and tell the stories of your financial operation. Ultimately, you need to unlock the profitable and cash flow positive growth by putting your finance in AI mode. And we're talking about not just about automating, We're talking about AI will be capable of real-time and predictive insights. And how do we get that to our clients sooner rather than later? And just keep in mind that AI is like driving a Tesla today. It's great. It can drive straight down a highway very nicely. And if a car stops in front of you, you're probably safer than if it was just you driving the car. But you don't want to take your hands off the wheel. And when you're working with AI, you want to make sure that you have your hands on the wheel. So what are the 3 phases of AI? And this is going to be a phased implementation of getting AI into each person's hands. And it really comes down to currently what we're using right now are AI recommendations. So the AI is looking at past information and it's giving us insights into what they think the answer is, but professionals are making those judgments. And over time, it's going to get smarter about that. And what it's going to do is it's going to actually make selections. And then the humans, us, the professionals, are going to approve those. And then ultimately, the AI will get smarter and it will be able to make the selections, and we'll still need to audit those results. So there's still a role for humans, in this. So what are the use cases that we should be looking at? Back office use cases include AI-enabled process mining, capturing variations and exceptions, in your data, real-time identification of issues. Electronic AI assistants will process transactions. Eventually, they will interact with machines and customers. So anyone that's using a virtual assistant in the Philippines to do data entry, ultimately, that will be replaced with automation and AI. The middle office use cases include audit-ready and continuous close. That's what's coming. Smart contracts, enforcement of accounting controls. The front office use cases include machine learning that will identify variables to improve cash forecasts. And Office of the CFO, FP&A use cases will include innovative options for raising capital, reducing financial risk, and clear presentation and connections with financial results. And I think this is ultimately, the human side of automation is helping people understand their numbers. And if the less time we spend on the process, the more time we can spend on helping people understand their numbers so they can make better decisions and really succeed in their own mission. So what is Finance as a Service? Finance as a Service provides finance transformation support. It's a solution that allows small to mid-sized companies to scale their finance and accounting back office on demand. It can provide full solutions or partial. So what's needed to manage finance transformation? And by the way, we're all going through finance transformation right now. The speed of the transformation that we're going through is based upon our growth as an organization. The faster we're growing, the faster the transformation needs to be in order for the organization to be successful. But you need our people, the process, the technology, the organization, and the data. These are the 5 pillars of change. So people, they need to be good team players. They need to be professionally curious. They need to be client-centric. They need to have solid problem-solving skills, focused on getting the job done, understanding technology's role and their role in success, connecting the dots and filling in the gap in a process that is partially automated and partially manual. The process. This should be a representation of best practices. And yes, for years, Rose has really focused on improving the process. And so what's our method for improving the process? We centralize the process, we standardize that process, we then automate that process, integrate that process into other systems, and then ultimately we get it into a state of optimization moving forward. All processes can be improved, and a process should not be reliant on a person, it should be reliant on a role. Electronic processes are really designed to be improved by AI, and that's called process mining. So technology. A fast solution includes comprehensive technology package. It includes a system of record, which is the accounting software, operational system, which is how you operate your organization, a system and a methodology for managing your workflows, your documents, your approvals, communications and requests, reporting, dashboards, creating a sense of understanding for an organization. All of those things need to be pulled together with security and governance. The organization. An organization, to really scale an organization, you need to have a finance understanding, FP&A, accounting, payables and payments. You need payroll, billing and receivables, tax and compliance. If you're a government contractor, you need government contracting compliance component. You have to understand the technology. You need to understand where the technology is going. And ultimately, if you're a startup you're headed towards some type of a transaction potentially in the future, that M&A, whether you're acquiring someone or being acquired, you need people that understand how to take that organization from the beginning to exit. So data. Primary activity of finance as a service includes processing data and delivering output for companies. This includes functional support. A fast organization, can utilize the data to create meaningful information and provide that on a timely and accurate basis. But the primary mission of a fast organization is to utilize that information to provide financial insights to leadership, help them understand their numbers, and ultimately help them be more successful. So what is the vision for easby? easby is a system of engagement. It connects your system of record, your accounting software, and between now and 2030, our goal is to automate 85% of the finance, accounting, and tax activity. The vision for easby is autonomous finance, end-to-end automation. And using a data fabric, it'll have access to the data without having to move it from one system to another. It can just interact with that data. So it can connect your systems into one centralized location. It'll become a company's data warehouse. It'll become their dashboard. It'll become their business intelligence. What we're going to talk about is improving not only the financial visibility in easby, but also bringing the operational information into that data set. It's really changing the game for finance, including that operational activity. It's going to manage your workflows, your processes. It's going to include SLA tracking, and including process mining. It's going to store documents, provide version control. It's going to manage data governance, data protection, data backup. It's going to provide data validation through people and automation, and it's going to reduce fraud risk by internal controls, segregation of duties, and ensuring your staff are trained on common phishing type techniques. So easby is built on a market-leading, enterprise-grade, AI-enabled automation platform. It manages finance, accounting, and tax activities while securely converting data into information that's insightful. It reduces financial complexity. The platform that we've built easby on is called Appian, and we're going to have Medhat Galal come out. He's a senior VP of engineering from Appian. He's going to talk about that data security and how Appian is protecting the data while we are focused on the data governance, making sure that the right people in your organization have the access to the right pieces of information. They've embedded AI in their systems, and because of that, it's embedded in easby. So what should my business be doing in 2024? Well, a recent Gartner survey listed the top 4 priorities that boards have in 2024. The first priority boards are focused on is digital tech initiative. R3 and Rose engineers are here to talk about this. The second is workforce. Companies are focused on retention, training, and hiring, and we have HR and payroll partners here, P&I and Insperity, to share their experiences in that. The third is business expansion and diversification. We have Truist and a panel of experts here to talk about enterprise value and M&A. And lastly, boards are concerned with risk management. Dunlap Bennett and Ludwig is here to talk about risk management associated with technology and employment. And on a side note, we have a panel this afternoon. One of the participants is Dr. Abid. I just want to take a second to talk about one of the things that I'm increasingly passionate about, and that is the overall health of entrepreneurs and everybody. We've been through a very stressful set of years from the pandemic here, and I think it's important for us to look at what causes stress for entrepreneurs. That's what we're focused on today, and that is the stress, corporate financial stress that an individual goes through as an entrepreneur, the personal financial stress, and then ultimately their personal health as well. So bringing those 3 things together on the panel, I think, is an important message for us as we're going through all this. We're not alone in this. We're partners with each and every one of you, and we're working together for all of your success. The CEO's priorities for 2024 in a different Gartner survey is growth, technology-related initiatives, and the workforce. What should we be doing in 2024? Define the framework for building your autonomous finance strategy. Prepare for the numerous risks that are on the horizon, and there are a lot of them. And preparation starts with understanding your financial and operational results. Building a financial dashboard that tells the story that includes KPIs. Building your operational dashboard that includes the story and KPIs. Connecting those operational and financial metrics to really find the metrics that matter for your organization. Understanding those metrics is going to be a key differentiator in helping organizations make better decisions and succeed. What are your key numbers? Understanding those key numbers is critical for success. We're going to talk about that this afternoon. And this is an exciting time to be in business. And it's clear that the next 5 years, there's going to be more change these next 5 years than we've seen in the last 20. I'm excited to expand our partnerships with our existing clients, employees, and our business partners. And over the next decade, I think we're going to really have some fun together. So thank you, everybody.